back on Earth, the excitement, the feeling that they've dodged a bullet. Coming back from space is not a trivial exercise, and for it to go well, you feel a kind of a euphoria, but at the same time, they're also feeling the effects of being back on Earth. So a mixture of emotions at the moment, but knowing that in about 5 minutes they're going to hit the ground, so they're focused on that at the moment.
Okay, you know, we've been getting some questions that have been sent to us by our viewers. This one came from someone named Patricia Stewart, and this is a good time to ask it. She said, what's the most dangerous part of the return trip?
I would say that going through the atmosphere, because that's the most dynamic phase. That's when you have to slow down the most. And during that 10 minutes of slowing down, you're going from essentially going at 8 kilometers per second to a much, much lower velocity. And so because of all of that energy being sort of drawn out of the vehicle, that's when it can be most dangerous.
And also, too, I mean, I'm hearing here that the module could land upright or on its side, and both are nominally expected. The impact that they'll feel on when they actually touch down. I mean, yes. We've seen before with those space shuttle landings, they appeared so smooth and routine, just like a jetliner touching down. Yes. It's not the same for this, though.
Not at all. They're going to feel quite an impact, and that's providing the thrusters fire. If the thrusters don't fire 2 seconds before landing, they'll really feel it. And then the other thing is, if the wind suddenly picks up, it can actually grab that chute and drag the module down and turn it sideways. So those are things that have happened in the past, but today it looks like perfect weather conditions.
Yeah, and I've also heard it can be a pretty rocky ride in terms it could be spinning on its way down. I mean, I was reading somewhere they should be prepared to have a nausea that they could suffer from going down there. Is it a pretty rough ride coming down?
It is not unusual after getting out of the vehicle to, if you can get out of the vehicle. Some astronauts need help to get out of the vehicle after 5 months of weightlessness, and it's not unusual after a few hours to feel the symptoms and the effects of motion sickness. So they're not going to feel great for the first 24 hours.
You know, 3 minutes away from touchdown here, we're watching, of course, Chris Hadfield's return to Earth. How would you sum up his 5 months in space?
Beyond all expectations. Not only has he become the first Canadian to command the International Space Station, which is a supreme accomplishment in itself, secondly, he has just wowed the world with his communication skills, with his empathy, with his ability to reach out. He has captured the hearts of so many people, and everybody is now saying, gosh, it's come to an end, and can we make this last longer?
Yeah, and I guess that's the question, too. It's what do you do when you leverage all this interest, especially here in Canada, young kids saying, I want to be an astronaut growing up, but our whole space program seems to be moving in the other direction, that we seem to be cutting down on it while there's just been so much interest over Chris Hadfield.
Well, we have some challenges ahead, but you've brought up a very good point, Mark. There are a whole bunch of young minds who have watched this and who will be shaped by it. And this is ultimately good for Canada. For many of us, we've watched it with interest, and it's been entertaining, and in some cases it's been very inspiring. But for those young minds who've watched Chris Hadfield up there, it may shape what they do in the future, and that is a good thing.
What does his celebrity mean to the Canadian Space Agency?
It means he's got an outsized celebrity for the size of the Canadian Space Agency. He's got a kind of a NASA celebrity. Right. We're a much smaller agency. So, I mean, he has just exceeded all expectations. I hope it makes people realize that Canada's space program which is more than astronauts, by the way, it's building satellites and other things, is very important to Canada. I hope that rubs off.
You know, I was reading somewhere, we've been talking so much about the robotics, that, you know, the Canadarm and other things that we've accomplished there, but robots don't make for, you know, great TV or great interviews, and Chris Hadfield has done just that. I mean, was this very purposefully orchestrated campaign to generate that kind of interest?
Well, there's no question about it. If you want a space program to be supported, you have to talk about it. And one of the things that NASA noticed was when they retired the shuttles, suddenly you didn't see 4 or 5 times a year a shuttle taking off and some interest generated, and they were becoming invisible. Even the astronauts had to go to Kazakhstan to be launched. So what Chris has done is put them back in the spotlight, and I think they've realized that they're onto a good thing, and they have to be able to continue it, because ultimately public support is important.
Well, let's turn the spotlight back to Chris Hadfield, as we were just about a minute away from touchdown. Let's just listen in to that final minute as Chris Hadfield returns to Earth.
Unintelligible. Just great. We're ready. We are ready.
Reported altitude right now for the craft 900 meters. Coming from the search and recovery forces, as you can see on scene, the Russian Mi-8 helicopters circling the landing zone in preparation. The ground in sight.
Well, and there you have it. After 146 days circling the Earth, Chris Hadfield is back on terra firma.
Here you can see the parachute coming down and the plume coming up from the soft landing engines. An unofficial landing time now at 9:31 p.m. Central Time. The three former Expedition 35 crew members returning to Earth.
Mission accomplished. He's home.
An incredible mission.
From what we can see there, Marc Garneau is joining me here, of course, Canada's first astronaut. Looks like that was a routine landing.
It was a routine landing. We saw the parachute collapse, and we saw a puff of smoke, and that was because of the thrusters that were fired to slow them down. And of course, that sends a whole bunch of dust all over the place.
And already we're getting the first message from Roman Romanenko. He's the Russian cosmonaut there, saying it's beautiful. It's morning here. He, of course, a little closer to home than Chris Hadfield. Vehicles are standing by at the landing site to make sure if there are any problems right now. You're mentioning that fact that the physical toll that could be taken. And will they feel that immediately now that they have had this rapid reentry? They're talking about the G-forces that they already felt on their ride down. Mm-hmm. And now will they feel that when that hatch is opened?
They're feeling it now, and in fact, in some cases, it's difficult for the astronauts to actually get themselves out of their seats after such a long period in weightlessness. But of course, the search and recovery forces are there. They'll help them out, and you may see them carried as opposed to them walking around. Some astronauts can walk around, which is quite phenomenal. Others will need to be carried a bit.
You know, in a world where nothing runs on time, they said this would land at 10:31.
That is the miracle.
And it landed at 10:31.
I remember the first time I saw the space shuttle land, and I remember them saying it was going to land at a certain hour, and it nailed it. And this is the incredible thing about it. It shouldn't surprise us. It's orbital mechanics. It's the laws of physics. It has to happen that way. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
And Chris Hadfield now, and you've gone through this as well. I mean, obviously, he'll be met there. He'll be shuttled back. But I know he's got to go to Houston as well. So what's ahead for him?
So what's ahead is that once they've taken them out of the capsule, they will there'll be a photo op. There will also be a cursory medical examination looking at their vital signs. They'll be loaded on a helicopter. They'll go to an airport where there is a NASA Gulfstream aircraft, and they will fly back to Houston. It's about a 20-hour flight with some stopovers, and so this time tomorrow they will be back in Houston.
Tell me, as one of the few people who's been there, is it happy to be home, or the disappointment that it's over?
I think that it's mostly the happiness of being home and wanting to talk about it to your loved ones and all that. But at the back of your mind, there's that little feeling that, you know, this could be Chris's last mission. It may not. He's got such talent. Hopefully he'll have another chance, but he also knows that it might be the last time he's in space. So a certain sadness for that.
Well, 3 times the charm for Chris Hadfield.
Indeed.
3 times he's up there. Of course, we're not the only ones watching. In a case, let's go over to the Canadian Space Agency in Quebec, where our Catherine Cullen's standing by. What was it like as he touched down there? What was the reaction inside that room tonight, Catherine?
Well, Mark, you could see every set of eyes in the room trained on that parachute as it floated down, 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 down. And as Earth came into view, you could feel the electricity just crackle a little bit more in the room. Silence. I heard a gasp or two, at least one, oh my God, a pause. And then as it was obvious that the capsule had made it down safely, the room just burst into applause. Everybody here quite happy. We've had a couple rounds of applause now since they've landed. Everybody just very satisfied to see that that their guy has made it home safely in all of this.
Yeah, certainly a very successful mission, not only for Chris Hadfield, but for the Canadian Space Agency. All right, Catherine, thanks so much. Well, living with 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every day will also throw your body off. Space travel can take quite a toll physically and mentally. Our health reporter Kelly Crow now on what Hadfield has been up against and some of the challenges ahead.
Weightlessness is cool.
Weightlessness might be fun, but it's also hard on the human body. As he floated in low Earth orbit, Chris Hadfield's muscles atrophied, his arteries stiffened. He lost bone mass 3 times faster than a 60-year-old woman. In other words, he aged at hyperspeed.
But one of the ways that we're learning recently is it affects your vision. We don't understand why, but it makes some people's vision worse.
On top of that, he's down half a liter of blood, and the reflexes that regulate his blood pressure are out of shape. It's as though he's been lying in bed for the last 5 months.
It takes 4 or 6 weeks to feel absolutely normal.
Canadian astronaut Bob Thirsk spent 6 months at the space station, so he knows what Hadfield is going through.
In my case, after return, I actually needed an infusion of saline in order to help maintain my blood pressure to something normal.
Our legs get really skinny up here because gravity's not pushing the fluids down to our legs.
To minimize the damage, Hadfield ate nutritious food,
Dried spinach.
maintained good personal grooming,
That one got away.
even though there's nowhere to spit in space,
Is I just swallowed the toothpaste.
and he exercised for 2 hours every day. All of that helps, but still his body has suffered, and scientists want to know more. So Hadfield's blood will eventually end up here in this University of Waterloo freezer as part of a growing collection of space blood from 8 astronauts and counting.
We get a big rush of air out.
Professor Richard Hewson is studying the effect of space travel on blood pressure and blood vessels. His prediction that arteries would stiffen in space is turning out to be true.
We don't believe this is going to be a lasting effect, but we don't know. And unfortunately, we're not really going to know until we have another experiment that's just about to start up where we will, in fact, follow them for a longer period of time.
It's research intended to better prepare humans for future space travel and to better understand the aging process here on Earth. And today they're busy packing up the lab and moving it to Houston, to the Johnson Space Center, where they'll meet Chris Hadfield and start monitoring his return to gravity. Kelly Crow, CBC News, Waterloo, Ontario.
Well, before Hadfield lifted off in December, our own Jean-François Bélanger spent some time with him during his training at Star City. And tonight, he's at the Russian Space Agency's Mission Control Center in Moscow. Jean-François Bélanger standing by for us tonight. Jean-François, set the scene for us there.
Yeah, sure. Will tell me when you're on the air, because I don't hear anything.
Well, you know, we can land a guy from Mission Control, but we just can't hook up with our reporter. We'll try to get back to Jean-François Bélanger. We'll get our ducks in a row, take a break, catch our breath. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
This spring, heroes will rise on the one network where greatness is achieved.